What's going on, everybody? KKamm here, and in today's video I'm bringing you guys a little something new. It's not really completely new because I made a couple of videos about stuff like this in AW where I did tips and tricks on certain game modes just to kind of help out you. Not really, just more you lower tier competitive gamers, like maybe you're just getting into competitive Call of Duty and you're just starting to really enjoy it. And so that's what this video is going to be about. And real quick, this gameplay is against the same team that you guys saw yesterday, where we played these exact same guys right here. And you saw us losing that one, 246 to 250 in a hard point, where I dropped 60 kills and Tizzy dropped 49. So when I point out my kill total at the end, I just wanted to, I just kind of want to point things out that I'm running an AR and I'm a sub player. So me running an AR and being able to do stuff, especially when I haven't been able to run an AR at all in this entire title, I think it's pretty cool. And I'm starting to learn how to be able to use an AR as well. So expanding my game, kind of broadening my role in Call of Duty. But anyways, what I'm going to be talking about today is some tips in Uplink, which is a game mode you're seeing right here, in which we absolutely obliterate this team. I'm not even going to try and say that we don't. We absolutely obliterated them, and we were using a fill-in. So, obviously we were doing something right, and it all comes down to a bunch of tips. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going down, and there's a lot of things you can know for Uplink. So I could probably make I can't even make a list. There's just so many things that the elite teams know, that the best uplink teams in the world, that they know what to do and they have their own ways of playing it. But these are I'm just going to kind of go over the most basic tips, and then as I think of more and more, I'll just make tips and tricks video number 2. In AW, I only made one for each game mode. In this, as soon as I think of more or I figure out more, I'll make more videos on that, and I'll send more tips your guys' way. So this is just basic tips. I'm sure I'll make it advanced tips eventually, but it's just basic. So first off, if you're playing competitive and you're playing in the CWL variant, which is what we play in, and then also if you play GB or UMG variant, and also don't nade your teammate like I just did. I mean, I called out the nade, but it was a little late. But if you're playing in CWL or even UMGO or GB, you have it as an option, and you have the ban and protect on, make sure you guys play that in your favor. So actually, talk about as a team, strategize what you're going to be what you're going to be banning, what you're going to be protecting, why, and just completely talk that out. Have it figured out. Have a process figured out. Like ours, we start off. Normally, we ban the Vesper, but if the other team saves the Vesper, so we kind of wait for the other team to make a pick. And so if they save the Vesper, then we'd normally save the mate. But since we ban the Vesper, a lot of times we like to ban the VMP because Tizzy runs a Kuda, unless it's Fringe Hardpoint, in which I run a VMP because I like running the VMP as well. And as of right now, I'm basically running AR on every map but Fringe. So make sure you guys are playing the ban and protect in your favor. If you lose the ban and protect, I mean, obviously you can't really lose it, but if you play the ban and protect and you don't get exactly what you want, like say you're a team that jumps around a lot and they ban blast presser on you, and you have literally nothing that you'd normally use, and the other team basically gets to play it exactly like they're used to playing it, then they won the ban and protect, and you're going to be at a severe disadvantage because here they're used to using all this stuff or not using all this stuff, and you're used to, of course, using it all, and so you have to adapt, whereas they just have to play their normal game and play a team that's trying to adapt. So the ban and protect plays it's a lot bigger than most people think it actually is, but it literally paces the entire game. So make sure you guys are thinking about that, strategizing about that, and just make sure you guys have everything down for that part. And you especially don't want to be stuck there with 5 seconds left just kind of thinking to yourself, what should I pick or what should I ban, and then you just ban something random. So make sure you guys actually talk about that as a team. Then my second tip is going to be obviously a specialist draft. You guys are going to want to pick a specialist that suits your role, like maybe if you have ball, or if you're an OBJ in Uplink, use Ripper because you're going to be running the ball a lot, and that's the only one you can use with the ball, or unless you have an ability. But yeah, so make sure you guys are using one that fits your role. And the next tip I'm going to give you guys is get your ARs or AR posted up onto power positions. Like, for example, you saw me in that half. I was literally just sitting on that tank right there, and I was picking everybody off. And that's just such a power position because I could go back and forth, and they struggled to kill me off of it, and I was just basically spawn trapping them. And I was holding, not only was I able to like hold that area and not let any enemies get through, and I was just constantly getting kills for my team for 5 seconds that they wouldn't be on the map, but I was also blocking that spawn so they weren't able to spawn anywhere over there. And you saw me know that the spawn was going to be all the way over by that house, and then sometimes whenever my teammates would be pushing up the right side, I'd watch their portal because they'd be spawning in the far back, and I was just forcing them to spawn way further than they would normally spawn if I wasn't there. So make sure you get your ARs posted up into position spots, because like most people don't realize this, but an AR has probably the most important job in the game. SMG, they're just going out there killing, trying to pick up the OBJ and kind of just hold on to it, while the ARs are around them trying to protect them, worrying about spawns, getting map control. And literally map control is everything in Call of Duty. So ARs have probably the most important role. So make sure you guys are focusing on where your ARs are. Position yourself perfect if you have an AR. Make sure your ARs are positioned in the right place. And make sure you're picking short, or not short, but make sure you're not picking short distance gunfights and you're picking long distance gunfights, because obviously it's going to be a lot tougher to win a close range engagement if you have an AR than if you're playing at long range. And my next tip is going to be overextending is normally a good play. In CTF, overextending, or OEing as it's commonly referred to, just because it's easier to say, OEing is normally a good play, unlike in CTF where OEing is almost always a no-no. In Uplink, flanking actually helps a lot, because in CTF they have to get to your flag and take it all the way back, whereas in Uplink you just have to go to the center spot and pick up the ball and then dunk it. So if you're spawning on OE, you have to decide as a team whether to overextend and flank the ball or just rotate back, because there's still a good chance of being able to stop it. So say you're on fringe and the ball's middle and the person's already ran through mid and he's already close to your base, you're going to just want to OE, get behind them, get control of ball again, especially because they're normally going to have 2 to 3 people following with ball, trying to protect him, make sure that no one kills him while he's going for the score. And so you guys are, that means there's only going to be one probably wrapping back for reset. And if you killed him off reset, then the other 3, or even 2, depending on how much there are, the other 3 are going to be in your base by your portal. So you can just easily pick up ball, even like throw a pass, and you can just easily get a counter dunk right out of that. And then you have ball control as well. So as soon as you get that ball out of mid, you got to worry about keeping ball control while still being able to score, because they'll be in a disadvantage in their base. So make sure you guys know when to overextend. And my next tip is also going to be countering the overextend. You guys got to make sure that you're aware of your flank, because the enemy could be OEing. And so like if you're on train and you're on the alley side, then they could be spawning over by train and just pushing train, or they could even be spawning tin and pushing straight through tin. So you guys got to be aware of that, because if they flank you, it could be trouble for your team, and it'll be a lot of deaths on your side and a lot of kills for them, and a lot of map control as well, which would lead to a lot of points. So my next tip is going to be know what to do with ball. So when you have ball, you got to know when to wrap back and, you know, kind of throw it down, or just give it up to your teammate because he's in a better position, or just simply go for the play and go for a throw or a dunk. Make sure you know your throws and all that stuff. And yeah, that's all important stuff. And then next, I'm trying to get all these tips in. I got a lot of them and I only have a minute left. Next tip, push up before picking a ball. So if you're all 4 like backed up close to your base, like say you're front barn, all 4 of you in fringe, you aren't going to want to pick up ball just because you got 3 down. You're going to want to push up on the map and make sure you guys have that map control. Or say maybe you just like there's no one mid. You aren't going to want to pick up ball, or if you're like the only one there, you need to push up, make sure you have that map control and that lane to their base before you actually pick up that ball and make a play with it. Because if you just pick it up without having map control, the other team is going to be right there, and they're going to be waiting for you. You're going to go down. Your teammates are going to get desperate trying to pick up the ball, and it's just going to be an instant 3 to 4 down situation. So make sure you're getting map control before you pick up the ball. Make sure you know when to pick it up and all that stuff. And the next tip is actually, it's pretty advanced, so I'll save it for the next episode of Uplink tips. So if you guys enjoyed this tips video, click the like button below. I went 42 and 11. Tizzy was 31 and 14. But make sure you guys click the like button below and show that you support this series, because I do enjoy making these videos. I enjoy sharing my insight on these game modes a lot, and kind of mapping out, like organizing my thoughts and things that I need to go over and just make sure that I know. And as well as I kind of eventually I'll start adding in some pretty cool facts. Like, for example, they just patched it today, but FMJ used to pierce right through it, ignored the ball armor, so it would be like if it was 3 shots with the Kuda, it'd still be 3 shots even if he had ball. And then the Ripper, if you had the ball, it'd be 300 points per kill, or 300 score per kill. So you could just rack up easy streaks just by at the beginning of a game, just giving your ball person, or not the beginning of the game obviously, but once he gets Ripper, just give him the ball, give him Ripper, and just let him go to town like in a close range area and just get a bunch of score and just fill up on score streaks. So I got a lot of stuff coming in an advanced video, which should be coming out soon, because I'm starting to, you know, kind of get motivated with Call of Duty and a lot of videos again, as you can see by how well I've been performing in GBs lately. I'm starting to feel like my old self, and it's definitely great to feel and see. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you support the series and want to see more. Subscribe so you can see more of my videos, and comment if you have any video suggestions. I will look at all of them. I will reply to any comment, and I will I will thank you for watching this video. But anyways, I always carry on my outros way too long, so hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.